Welcome, everybody, to another edition of the Winner's Circle Sports Betting Podcast right here on the Winner's Circle Sports Betting channel. My name is Ross Benjamin. I'm your host, and we are powered by GamblersWorld.com and GamblersWorld.net. GamblersWorld.net, you'll find 10 of the finest handicappers anywhere in the country, including us three. And when I say us three, my regular guest 3 times a week, Mr. Jesse Schul. And also Mr. Sean Higgs. And boys, how are you?
It's August 1st. That means football season's just around the corner. Yeah, I guess we're all pretty excited about that.
Yeah, August 1st. I turned 66 today. Boy, oh boy.
Really?
Where does the time go, you know?
Happy birthday, Ross. You look like you're 56.
I
It's
feel
really
like,
your birthday, Ross? Your birthday?
Yeah, today. Yeah, it's
Happy birthday.
you know, you don't want to celebrate when you start getting up there in age, but by the same token, you need to celebrate because you're here, right? You know, so
Because you're alive.
I don't feel 66. So anyway, Sean, how are you?
All right. Speaking of, so you're talking about birthdays and stuff celebrated. So mine's on Friday. And
Okay. Oh, yours is on Friday?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, 2 Leo guys.
49.
49. Youngster. Yeah, you guys got a lot of living ahead of you.
And they're like, kids like, oh, what do you need for your birthday? I'm like, I don't want anything for my birthday.
No,
I think my wife's gonna make me a nice Oreo cheesecake.
There you go.
I'll be happy with that.
There you go. You'll probably knock the whole thing off
fine.
yourself. You gonna share any of that?
Yeah, they'll have some, I think. But yeah, man, August we got football right on Friday. It's
Thursday, actually.
Is it Thursday?
Yeah.
Thursday, Friday.
Yeah.
I knew it was
I
coming up.
believe it's Thursday. I might
Could be.
Jesse, is it Thursday? I'm pretty sure it's Thursday.
I thought it was Thursday, but if any one of us has an excuse not to know what day it is, it should be the guy that's in an opposite time zone on the other side of the world, not you two mugs.
That's right. So it would be Friday for Jesse. So you were right on that account, Sean, anyway. But I believe it's Thursday evening. I might be incorrect on that. But
it could be. I who knows?
Yeah.
It's coming. All I know is it's
I thought it was Thursday. I thought it was Thursday myself.
Yeah, there we go. We'll get it right. We'll be back with you tomorrow with the same cast. And
it is Thursday, 8:00.
Thursday, 8:00. Okay, we got that correct. Jesse's going to be looking at Baltimore at Toronto today. Sean will be looking at the Reds and the Cubs. And I'll be looking at Arizona and San Francisco. So 3 very good divisional matchups with teams in contention for not only division titles, but wild card spots and all that kind of good stuff. And look forward to talking about that. But folks, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, don't know what you're waiting for because it's absolutely free. No strings attached, no hidden agenda. You just subscribe, hit your notification bells, and you'll be alerted immediately upon any of our Winner's Circle Sports Betting podcasts going up on the Winner's Circle Sports Betting channel. You'll see, if you're on a PC, a WC button in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Click on that, and you'll be able to subscribe. And then also, if you're on your phone, real simple, right at the bottom of the video you're viewing right now, you'll see a black subscribe button. You just hit that, and you're all set to go. And we appreciate everybody out there who's been chiming in with your comments. And folks, I encourage you to continue to chime in. We do this for you, and without your support and participation, it makes it very difficult for this channel to be successful the way it's been to this point. So anyway, let's get to our games at hand, because we got a tendency to ramble on a little bit, and we don't want to be short of time and then be in a rush at the end. And it is like a 30-minute show, folks, as opposed to most shows you see on the internet today, where it's pretty much a 5-minute video. This is the equivalent of a sports talk radio show, with the exception is we're talking sports betting instead of just sports in general. So hopefully you enjoy that format. And if you don't, and you just want to get to the free picks, you look in the description section of our video when you see it, and you will be able to go in the specific time frame in which each individual free pick is released is right there for you. So if you're one of those guys that just, thinks you know it all and don't want to learn anything, that's fine. I'm done arguing with you people with that. I appreciate your support no matter what. And that makes it really easy for you if you want to shorten up your time. Anyway, Jesse. All right. The Baltimore Orioles and your beloved Toronto Blue Jays, 7:07 p.m. Eastern time tonight. Kyle Bradish for the Baltimore Orioles and Hyun-Jin Ryu for the Toronto Blue Jays. And Baltimore coming off a convincing 6-1 win last night over Toronto. A red-hot pitcher for the Blue Jays in Chris Bassett, and Baltimore had their way with them early on and knocked them out of the box. So what's your take on tonight's game?
Well, Ross, last week you had us come on here and talk about our process when we're handicapping baseball. And I mentioned the overnight lines. I said it's really key to get the earliest line possible. And I was looking at the overnight line for this game, and you could have got, as of a few hours ago, you could have got some good plus money on Baltimore. And I do like that side. I like Baltimore. I guess the line has moved. The best you can do now, I think, is right around even money. Probably got to do with the Bo Bichette injury. He left with a knee injury last night's game, and obviously he's a significant player for the Blue Jays. He's top 10 in WAR, if for those who put credence into that statistic. I believe he's got a WAR score of 4, which is 8th in the majors. And you know, I was looking at the early line, especially Toronto opening as a big favorite. Let's face it, Baltimore's in first place in the AL East. Their road record, 33-20, is a lot better than the Jays' 29-22 home record. You got Ryu. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right, but
it's Ryu.
It reminds me of Street Fighter 2. The one of the guys in Street Fighter 2. For Sean will appreciate that reference. But no, I mean, he hasn't pitched since June 1st. I never like to bank on pitchers coming off the DL. You never know what you're going to get. You have to expect a pitch count in a short, you're going to be lucky to get 5 innings from him probably.
Let me interject for 1 second. Ryu has not started since June 1st. That's right, but of 2022. So he hasn't made a start in quite a while. Go ahead, Jesse.
Okay. Of 2000. Geez, I overlooked that. I thought I looked at that and I was trying to remember. I don't remember him pitching in June, but I guess that explains why. Regardless, that off of a long layoff, whether it be a few months or a year and a few months, we don't expect him to go deep into this ball game. And anybody's guess on how he performs. He could come out and look sharp for 4 or 5 innings, or he could get rocked. We'll see. But the guy on the other side, we know what to expect from him because he's been consistent all season long. Kyle Bradish, 2-2 with a 2.42 ERA his last 4 starts, 5 quality starts in his last 6 appearances. With Bo Bichette possibly out for the Jays, Baltimore being the better team, and the Jays still a small favorite, it's a no doubt bet on Baltimore for me.
Yeah, I believe that Bo Bichette leads the American League in hits. He's certainly an integral part of that offense near the top of the order. And yeah, Hyun-Jin Ryu, again, a long layoff. Like Jesse alluded to, you don't know what you're going to get from him. Kyle Bradish, a 3.29 ERA on the year and 19 starts, very good. But coming off a rough outing against Philadelphia, but that doesn't mean a heck of a lot because he's shown a lot of resiliency this year when coming off a bad outing. And one thing to keep in mind, Sean, when you're talking about this matchup, is the Baltimore Orioles in first place, 24 games over 500, and they're 24-11 when facing left-handed starting pitchers this year. So another statistic that favors Baltimore. Sean?
How about they have the most wins on the road in all of Major League Baseball too? Yeah. We'll add that to a little feather in our cap. Yeah, I grabbed Baltimore last night plus 132, I think it was. So I'm with you. It's guys coming off any kind of injury, whether it be a 2 weeks, a month, 6 month, Tommy John or whatever heck this guy had. I mean, what are you getting out of him?
Yeah.
At best, you're going to get 5 innings.
Even he's not exactly a spring chicken either, Sean.
Yeah, and it's not even just this start. It's like Rendon, even for the Yanks, like he's coming off of a injury. He's gonna be babied a little bit.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is. Yeah, I'm with you on Baltimore here. Absolutely.
By the way, folks,
And you mentioned Bo Bichette real fast. His year, listen, Otani's the American League MVP. He had an MVP type season. He was right there. He's having a great year, Bo Bichette.
Yeah.
Big loss.
Yeah, and he doesn't get a lot of accolades like Shohei Ohtani does for obvious reasons. Ohtani is a genuine superstar that leads the American League in home runs. He's close to a 300 hitter. He's starting pitcher. But by the way, folks, if you did not go to gamblersworld.net last night and check out Sean's premium paid selection, shame on you, because he won a perfect 4-0 last night, including 3 underdog winners. Congratulations.
Attaboy, Sean. Attaboy.
Yeah, nice
job.
Nice day to wrap up the month. So
I was going to say that's the beginning of something special, because you've been struggling a little bit, but we know that handicappers of our caliber are going to go through periods like that, and beware, folks. When it's a good sign when you see him go 4-0, because that's going to be the start of a nice run. I am predicting for Sean Higgs. All right.
Thanks. No pressure, Ross. Appreciate it.
Yeah, that's okay. You can blame it on me again. Anyway, Sean, you're going to be covering an interesting matchup as well, as the Cincinnati Reds coming off that 6-5 win at Wrigley Field last night. Ben Lively gets the start for the Reds. It'll be Justin Steele for the Chicago Cubs. Steele's been very good this year, but has struggled of late. And right now, the Reds 4-0 at Wrigley Field this year, scoring 6 runs or more on each. As a matter of fact, they played 6 times this year, and the Reds have scored 6 runs or more in all 6 games against the Cubs. So take it away, my friend.
Yeah, and you mentioned them winning in Wrigley, and I mentioned the Orioles. How about the second most wins here? The Reds with they're tied up here with the Braves for most road. Are you kidding me with the Reds?
Yeah, it's too bad they can't duplicate that feat at home where they're hovering around 500.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, but listen, hats off to the Reds. What a great season for them. No one had them roaring out like this. But I got 2 looks at this kind of spot here. And you mentioned Steele has not been that sharp. He's up down. Overall for the year, consistent. Home or away doesn't make a difference. He's going to come in, give up 2 runs, maybe 3 if he's, got a cough. He's the overall numbers. These guys win the Central. Maybe they get in a wild card. He's got to be looked at as a serious NL Cy Young kind of guy at that point. He could be close to 17 wins or something, sub-3 ERA. I'm going to look at, again, I know some people don't have it, the no bottom line for the Cubs, no at-bat bottom line over on the Caesars William Hill app. It's -120. But for those who can't get down on that, I'm going to say run line plus the 130. I don't want to lay a 160 because the Reds, as you mentioned, they've beaten the Cubs. They've beaten them head-to-head. Both teams are hot. Right? I think they're both won like 8-10 or something in those kind of runs, 9-2. And the Cubs went from we're going to trade everybody to we bring in an infielder, good pickup from the Nats. I can't pronounce his name. John Candelaria's son, whoever he is, Candy something. Bullpen help. They go get things they need. Excellent for them. They've gone from we're trading Stroman and Belly, 2 guys we're going to have to go look to replace because everybody needs a pitcher and a power outfielder, and then you're keeping them and bringing in help. I don't know, man. I'm still high on my Cubs Central. I like the moves. Let's go Cubbies. Get it done. You want to run line them? Sure. And no bottom 9 -120. Again, taking out the -160. If it wins, you don't have to worry about that. Like you're betting on if you're going to lay 160, why wouldn't you lay 120? They should 160 game shouldn't be close. It should be 6-2 and walking away. It should be a quote unquote easy win. But there you go for me. You want to run line it, you can't get down on the no bottom 9, so be it.
Yeah, I mean, again, you're taking one. If you like the Cubs at -160, why wouldn't you like them at -120, eliminating in the 9th inning, hoping the game doesn't go extra innings? Again, games do go extra innings. We do win some like that, but they're pretty much isolated situations, and you're lessening the risk and lessening the money line, so you don't have to lay as much money. And I think that's an excellent way to go if you're privy to. I believe Caesars has that line. Caesars Sportsbook, by the way, folks.
Yes.
So somebody doesn't jump on me and say you expect me to drive to Las Vegas to put in. No, folks. Caesars Sportsbook has that option for you if you're interested. And Jesse, your take on that game?
Well, I looked at this game and I wanted to come up with a reason to back Steele at home and the Cubs. But I was a little bit concerned with his history against Cincinnati. The Reds are batting over 500 against him. Granted, real small sample size. It's like 34 at bats or something like that. I think that's probably a game and a half or 7 or 8 innings total or something like that. But it was a concern for me, and just the Reds. It's tough to want to go against the Reds right now, the way they're playing, the way they're winning games. So it was a pass for me.
Yeah, and you know what? The Cubs, we talk about the Reds and how hot they are, but the Cubs, look at they were coming off an 8-game win streak going into Sunday. They lost their last 2, but they're 8-2 in their last 10, and I believe they're 10-4 in their last 14 to get them to 500, and still having a slight chance to get into the wild card race. And the Reds, their bullpen still, to me, is a question mark. We saw it rear its ugly head last night as they had a 6-1 lead and ended up winning the game 6-5. And the Cubs bullpen has been absolutely terrific over the last 7 games. The Chicago Cubs relievers, an 0.95 ERA and an 0.78 WHIP, 30 strikeouts against 7 walks. So they're getting it done. And if Justin Steele could put together a good outing and they have a lead going into the later innings, I like their chances a lot. Who wouldn't? I mean, I'm stating the obvious. Yeah, and Justin Steele, to Jesse's point, he has faced Cincinnati once this year. 3 2/3 innings pitched, 5 earned runs, 10 hits. Not very impressive there. But you look at his overall numbers; they're very good. But he's been beatable of late. But again, if anything, which worries me on that Cubs pick a little bit is Cincinnati's 20-12 against left-handed starting.
I got some interesting trends for you, Ross. If you're interested,
I am always interested in what you have to say, and so are the viewers.
I believe Cincinnati is 23-6 against the spread. If you're taking them as a run line dog in their last 29, that's 23-6. So that's a pretty high percentage if you're getting them at a reasonable price plus 1.5 runs. I'll also say that Luke Weaver, despite his ERA somewhere between 7 and 10, they're 12-0 against the spread in his last 12 starts. So and that's
one of
an
those
abomination.
Games, the funny thing with that Luke Weaver, like one of his wins was like a 3-2 game. Like he's getting no decisions when they're scoring like 12 runs. He wins a 3-2 game.
Yeah, I said Ben Lively. I think
Ben Lively is pitching. Ben Lively's pitching.
We're
just talking about Reds trends.
I just threw that out there because it's so incredible that a guy that has an ERA in the 7 or 8 range is 12-0 against the spread in his last 12 starts, right?
Yes, I got you. You're
the amount of run support that Weaver is getting is going to be talked about for a while. It's kind of uncanny.
Yeah.
The Reds plus 1.5 is a minus 145 range, 145, 150.
That really isn't that bad considering what the money line is.
23-6 against the spread in their last 29. I think that's not bad at all.
Yeah, how about 33-16 in their last 49 overall, and how about 19-7 in their last 26 on the road? To Jesse's point.
Never tell me the odds.
Yeah,
I'll buck those trends today.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, not to rain on Sean's parade because the guy went 4-0 yesterday, and I'm thinking he's going to go on a real deep run here. And I think Jesse thinks the same way. But you know what, folks? We can't agree all the time. And that's what makes this show what it is. And it's not like we're disrespectful to each other. So take a lesson from that. If you don't like our pick and you like the other side, that's okay. You could put it up in the comments. It just and no personal attacks.
Before the game only.
Yeah.
Don't
before the
comment
game
after
only.
the game.
Yeah, we got the
No
famous
Monday morning quarterbacks, please.
No result betters, please. When I say result betters, wait until the game's over and say, I took them because of this, that, and the other thing, and it correlates exactly what happened in the game. Tell us before the game starts, and we'll take what you say with a lot more credence. Anyway, let me get to my game. NL West matchup, the Arizona Diamondbacks with Zach Gallen at the San Francisco Giants with Alex Cobb, 9:45 p.m. Eastern time start. Right now, Arizona is a minus 110 money line favorite. San Francisco's at plus 100, and that's according to Caesars. And Gallen, over his last 6 starts, I love Zach Gallen, okay, but he's hit a bit of a wall. And when I say that, the standard that he set. So when I say his last 6 starts are a 4.70 ERA and he's allowed 8 home runs over 38 and 1/3 innings pitched, that's not pitching up to the standards that we're used to from Zach Gallen. And he's been terrific at home. As a matter of fact, when he pitches at home, his ERA is under 3. And Arizona's gone 9-2 in those home games. But on the road, Arizona's just 4-7 with Zach Gallen as their starter. And his 4.97 ERA has a little to do with that lack of success. And again, the Arizona bullpen, which we always have to factor in. If we're going to make a full game bet, looking at the bullpen statistics, and Arizona, their last 7 games, the bullpen, a lofty 5.02 ERA and 1.46 WHIP. That leaves them pretty vulnerable, even if they have a lead late in the game. And the Arizona Diamondbacks, who started out the year tremendously, and they're still, I believe, 7 games over 500 on the road, but they're 6-16 in their last 22 overall. And that's 7 games over 500 on the road. You almost have to ignore if you consider they've lost 4 straight on the road in 8 of their last 10 away games. So they've really come back down to earth on the road. The San Francisco Giants did lose last night 4-2 to Arizona. So they'll look to even up the series tonight, and they're 4-2 on their current homestand. Alex Cobb gets a start for San Francisco, and boy, oh boy, has he been good at home this year. A 1.09 ERA in 8 home starts, averaging 6.2 innings pitched per start at home. He's made 1 start against Arizona this year, pitched 7 1/3 innings and allowed 0 earned runs. And he's facing an Arizona team, their last 2 games, the Diamondbacks, 5 hits and 3 hits in their last 2. And they really have struggled offensively during this bad run they're on. But going back to that 5 hits and 3 hits in the last 2, Arizona since 2021 has gone 0-13 on the road after back-to-back games in which they had 5 hits or fewer. And the Arizona bullpen, the San Francisco bullpen, how about a 2.95 ERA and a 1.04 WHIP over the last 7? Arizona 17-6 at home since 2021 against the San Francisco Giants. I'm going with Arizona here, San Francisco here, plus 100 over the Arizona Diamondbacks. Sean?
I grabbed Arizona last night. As much as I got a good number of Baltimore at a plus 130, I got a minus 125 with Zach Gallen last night. Now, listen, I don't love the number, but, you bet the overnights. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose with the numbers. And I just feel like you mentioned, he's been kind of rocky on the road compared to what he usually is. And normally he's a more well-rounded solid guy. I still like Arizona here. I know Cobb is good. The bullpen, San Fran's bullpen, it's kind of like I don't know if people realize this a lot. They roll out a couple bullpen games a week. Like they roll bullpen days, 2-3 starts. Like they'll bring Ross Stripling for 3 innings or a starter, then him for 3 innings, or Sherman Aya. They have a whole rotation. But, for me, the Arizona team, as bad as they slumped with that, would they lose 8-10 or something like that? I still kind of believe in the offense. And Gallen is their one horse. I mean, this is a team I thought would go for after our pitcher. Like, we need some help here in Arizona. We get an arm, but I like him today too. I mean, I'm against you there. I'm still on him, even with the bad line move for myself. But I kind of believe in Arizona, not that high. And San Fran's always dangerous. I don't know why I do that to myself. I mean, that's a team. That's like a poor man's St. Louis, the Giants. Are they not? Like, they're just always kind of in the mix.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yeah.
They're like,
no.
they're in third place. They're like they're in it to like take the Dodgers out.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And they're right there,
And real fast on the Dodgers, Sports Capping has them minus 400 today with Oakland plus 310, by the way.
I couldn't believe that. Believe that.
I want to take Oakland on the site just to take a dog 3. I'm itching. I'm like, plus $3. Let me. Can I get that on any site offshore? Where the heck is that at?
You might be able to get plus 250 on the run line. I don't know what that run line is, but I'm sure it's extremely high to the plus side.
It's Lance Lynn.
Yeah. There you go.
So I guess I get the final say on this San Francisco-Arizona game.
Go ahead.
The process of elimination would lead us to believe that is true, Jesse.
And Ross is probably sick of me agreeing with Sean, but no worries, Ross. This time I'm going with you, my man.
You just doing that because it's your birthday.
Yeah.
Home away splits, though. Ross mentioned the nice numbers for Cobb at home. Gallen's numbers are not great on the road. Both these guys, both Cobb and Gallen, they have really dramatic home away splits. I'm with Ross. Arizona looks like they've really dropped off. I don't like what I've seen from them. I mean, getting San Francisco as a home dog here, I'll be all over that.
All right, so there you have it, folks. But our official picks, Jesse likes the Baltimore Orioles tonight over Toronto. Sean likes the Chicago Cubs, eliminate the bottom of the ninth. If you don't have that option, then also he likes the Cubs on the run line at plus money. And I am on the San Francisco Giants plus 100 against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Boys, tell the folks what's going on coming up and how you've been doing. And we'll start with you, Jesse.
Well, I had a profitable last 7 days, just barely, but it's been tough slugging out there. So even though I'm just barely profitable the last 7 days, I still managed to sneak on those leaderboards at picks and parlays because nobody else is really knocking them dead right now. But I feel good. We got CFL. We got the Hall of Fame game. I've got a free pick available on my YouTube channel for the Hall of Fame game. I've got a bunch of football picks up on my YouTube channel and at gamblersworld.com. And yeah, come see me at gamblersworld.net or at jesseshul.com. You'll be glad that you did.
There you go, Jesse Shul. And if you followed him over the last couple of years and you've invested some money in him, you're a very happy camper because, that's a good thing about this show. We're 100% transparent. Sean is, been open that he's struggled over the last few weeks. I've been telling you, I've been back and forth since the All-Star break in uninspiring results. And Jesse, he says barely a profit over the last 7 days, but we'll take barely a profit over the last 7 days for 52 weeks and we'll be okay. But having said that, Jesse, the last 2 years overall in all sports, 60%. Sean Higgs, the NFL coming up, folks. This guy was number one at every site imaginable on the internet, and he went 64% in the NFL last year, and that's from being a volume player. So
how long have you been in the business, Ross?
Since 2003, I've been public. Yes. Yeah.
And it's been about 15 years for me. And I think I can say that's the best season I've ever seen.
Yeah. I've never seen anybody. Well, especially Jesse. We know some handicappers out there, and I don't want to name names, that are good handicappers, but they put out just, pale in comparison to what we do. And me and Jesse are not volume players like Sean. My point being, the more volume you put up, the harder it is to hit at a high win percentage. And to go 64%, how many picks in all, Sean, if I don't recall the number in the NFL here?
I think there's
approximately
probably about 140, 160, something like that.
Yeah, quite a few, folks. So and that shows,
someone yesterday or 2 days ago in Midday Money asked, like, what kind of plays do I put out per week? Like, what's an average? Like, if I want to buy a package, what kind of games? So I wrote them all down. 13, 14, 10, 10, 14, 11, 11, 11, 9, 10, 9, 12, 5. I went 3 and 2 that day. 8, 9, 13, 9, and 14 on week 18.
So there you go, folks. That shows you how difficult it is to hit that high a win percentage. And I could speak for myself. In 2004, it was like my second year in the business. There was a site at that time called sportswire.com. I don't know if a lot of you remember that, but in any event, I went 65% in college football, 45 and 23 or somewhere along those lines. I have not come close to duplicating that type of record in college football or the NFL. And it's like getting to the Super Bowl. You never know when you're going to get back there next. So you enjoy the ride while it lasts. And I'm not saying that Sean won't come back with another terrific year in the NFL. That's not what I'm implying. I'm just
it's like
showcasing the
crazy
fact
years
that,
like that. They're tough to duplicate.
You just can't go by what's happened recently, folks. You have to look at a handicapper's overall record and his ability to win over the long haul. And these two guys here are two of the best there is. Anyway, you can find me at gamblersworld.net. You could also find me at my website, rbwins.com. Don't forget to visit gamblersworld.com. That's where all videos go up, including Jesse's daily free pick videos, and Sean a few times a week, his midday money video or podcast, I should say, goes up there. And if you don't find it there, you can find it at picksandparleys.net, winningfreepicks.com. Sean does a terrific job. And also, what's good about that show, what Sean does is he allows audience participation. So you could chime in, ask him as many questions as you want. Jesse jumps on there once in a while as well. So a great show, folks. I would highly encourage you. Sean does a great job on that. And Jesse does a great job with his 5-minute free pick videos. And he does 90% of the time or more, he does not do the same pick he does on this show. So you should be encouraged to go there. For that reason, you're getting additional material. All right. Don't forget to give us a like. There's a like button right on the bottom of the screen there. And like Jesse likes to say, smash that like button. And folks, if you have not subscribed, again, I don't want to keep being redundant, but I don't know what you're waiting for. Hit that subscribe button on the bottom. If you're watching on your mobile device, that black subscribe button right underneath the video. And if you're watching on a PC, that WC button in the bottom right-hand corner, just click on that, get subscribed. And while they're there in your YouTube settings, click the alert notification bell, and you'll be alerted right away upon any of our podcasts going up in the future. For Jesse Shule, Sean Higgs, and Ross Benjamin, I'd like to wish each and every one of you all the very best. Take care and God bless, folks. We'll be back tomorrow with us three, and we'll be talking more Major League Baseball. Until then, see ya.